For more on this matchup, pleased to be joined by the voice of the Badgers, Matt Lepay, who is on the phone with us. And Matt, before we get into the game itself, there's got to be some anticipation, just the sheer fact that Michigan is coming to Camp Randall for the first time in 8 years.
It's amazing, Dave, to think of it that way, but you're right. 2009 was the last time the Wolverines were here. So, yeah, a college freshman was still in, elementary school at that point.
Yeah.
Anytime, and it's no different. If Ohio State comes here, you get the traditional power school that comes to Madison or anywhere else. It's a pretty big deal. Clearly, even bigger this year with Wisconsin being 10-0. There's a lot of anticipation around here this week.
Yeah, that being said, Wisconsin is clearly the big story in this game. How do you think this team is handling all of the attention?
Remarkably well. I think we've both been around this long enough where teams oftentimes become a reflection of the head coach, and you all have had a chance to get to know Paul. He is an uncommonly normal guy for a head coach. He deflects all the outside attention, and the players really seem to be taking note of that and are doing the same thing. And it's served them well, but they're not dumb. They know what's out there for them to go get, but they do a very, very good job of just taking things day to day. As boring as it sounds, it's been really effective for this team.
As you are certainly well aware, there has been some negativity surrounding this team nationally. I feel like it's dissipated a little bit this week, but do you feel like that fueled this group in any way?
I've got to think it does. They won't say it, but you've been around teams long enough that you know what is out there. They do a great job of canceling out as much noise as they possibly can.
Let's take it onto the field a little bit. Alex Hornibrook has been struggling a bit here, as you are well aware. I mean, 7 straight games now with an interception. How would you diagnose this?
Yeah, there's one or two decisions that if he could turn back time, he would love to take back. I do think, and talked to Paul about this too on more than one occasion, one of Alex's biggest strengths is an ability not to allow a mistake to snowball. Clearly, the first pick six from Joshua Jackson, that was pretty close to room service. The second, might be a little bit more shared blame there, but if you look at the total picture with him, he's been efficient. They don't ask him to throw it more than 18 or 20 times a game, but clearly as he continues to gain more and more experience, he knows more than anybody. Those throws that go right to the other guy, you got to find a way to eliminate that.
Defense, such a strong suit with this team, and it was never more apparent than on Saturday against Iowa. I mean, 66 total yards is just remarkable. What was going through your mind as you watched that?
Well, we kept checking the number of the total yards, and we matched that up with the 55 points that Iowa scored the previous week against Ohio State, and it was crazy. I asked Paul after the game, have you ever seen anything like this? And he said no.
Matt, one last thing before we let you go. What's the matchup you'll be watching most closely on Saturday?
Well, you want to see if Wisconsin is going to be able to run the ball. That's no different this week or any week. The Badgers have not been in a position yet, Dave, where they have had to win by throwing. They've thrown it well enough. We've talked about the efficiency, but we know how good Michigan's defense is. If Wisconsin gets into a position where it has to make a number of plays through the air, can it do it? It's unfair to say the Badgers can't. It's fair to wonder whether they can. And that's, you figure against Michigan's defense, they're going to have to get some stuff done through the air, so you'll want to see if the Badgers will be able to do that.
The voice of the Badgers, Matt Lepay. Enjoy the game Saturday, Matt, and thanks for spending a few minutes with us.
All right, Dave. Happy to do it. Take care.